Hello, Virgo. Welcome. Take a seat and relax. There's nothing you need to do in this present moment except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, Virgo, we have card number 2. Okay, so whatever it is that you are thinking about doing, don't do it yet. Or if there is a thing that you keep thinking, why can't I figure out how to do this? Why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? This should be happening by now. Anything, whatever is on your mind, just take a pause. More information is needed. That is why nothing is happening at the moment. So keep an eye out. Instead of being worried, keep an eye out, because information is about to appear. Something that will help you in the situation is about to appear. It just asks that you stay still so that it can get to you, because the more you move, the more you worry, the more, the more in our thoughts that we are in, it's harder for that thing to get to you. So be still and be silent, be receptive, and start watching, because things are about to appear. Information is about to appear. Things are hidden, and you need more information for this thing to get to you. So take a pause and look out for information. The Hierophant and the Lovers. Ooh, whoa, interesting. The Lovers is all about the one in the mirror. It is not about other relationships. It is not about your lover. It is about your first lover, which is yourself. It is about the one that stares back at you in the mirror. And that is what these two are doing. They're looking back at the mirror. The mirror is looking back at them. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is the one that can see things from a different angle. The Hierophant is the one that has the information that is hidden from us. And the Hierophant is trying to get you that information because he can see it from where he's standing, and he knows that you cannot see it from where you are standing. So he is using the Lovers as a way to give you this information. And the Lovers is yourself, the one that looks at you in the mirror, your reflection. So the Hierophant is paired with the Lovers. We are having a 5, and it's paired with the 6 though. So there's progression, and it is the first step. And that take a pause, the Creator, and then the arrow is pointing at itself, which is talking about you. And there's a lot of red here. Totality. We are in the 5 of Wands, but this doesn't feel, because the 5s are each suit at his worst. But in this one, I heard him, I usually say each suit at its worst, but this time in my mind, instead of saying worst, I said in my mind, and I was gonna say, but I still wanted to say worst because that's what I normally say. But each suit at its lowest. That's different than worst. So the 5 of Wands is at its lowest. But this feels like at your lowest is where you want to be to find the Creator. And the Creator is yourself. And it feels like, it's to be able to be alone, right? To be able to understand oneself, one needs to be alone. So this is like saying, I don't want to be alone. I want to be with other people. But I still want to know about myself and who I am and where I am and why am I here and where did I come from and where am I going? And there's answers that can only be known by being alone. And we are wanting those answers without the aloneness. We are wanting them with people while we are in relationships, while we are in surrounded by other people. But this is a time of being alone, of being one, being able to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself whatever it is that you want to ask yourself. And that person is going to look back. And that is totality. That is as total as one can be. So this feels like you don't feel like you can be total by yourself. You can't. But you are, and you can, and it's hard. Yes. It does feel like I might fall. it feels like I won't like what I see. But why wouldn't I? I've tried very hard. I've gone through so many things. I always have tried my best, and I am still trying my best, and I keep trying my best. And all of that effort is worth something. I've been growing. I might not be where I want to be, but I definitely have grown. If you take a look back at even just a couple of months, I am still growing. I'm growing at a rapid rate, and I think that is good. And I think it's good also that I know I'm not exactly where I want to be, that I can be even better, but I should be proud of where I've been and how I've been growing and where I'm at right now. And that is something to be proud of. And it's something to be able to stick instead of still being upset that we can't be where we want to be, but let's start being proud of what we've already done so far. Lust, yeah, nothing is stopping you at this moment. Five of Cups, weird disappointment. Yep, we are definitely not exactly where we want to be yet, but we are getting there, and we are getting there with lust, and it's what has gotten us this far, and it's what's gonna get you to the finish line, to the end. And there is no disappointment here. There is just there's just what is. There's a lot of red, a lot of power. You can't know your power if you're among other people and listening to other people and trying to learn from other people. At some point, we have to be on ourselves, be on our own, and see if we can use this power. This feels like when Luffy in One Piece and then a lot of other animes, but specifically I just thought about Luffy after the I'm not gonna spoil anything, but at one point there is a time skip, right? And during that time skip, he was on an island, right? He was with someone, and then at some point that someone left because he knew it was good for Luffy to be alone, and he can get stronger, surviving on his own. That he knew he was able to do it, and it was still rough and tough, but he did. He grew exponentially by being on his own and learning things on his own and doing things on his own. So he wouldn't have gotten that stronger without being on his own, right? He couldn't have created all of that strength for himself. And he could be disappointed that he's on his own again after being with his friends for such a long time, but he knows that it's there for a reason. This is literally what he asked for, so that he could get stronger, so that he could keep protecting his friends. So this time alone was essential and important, and he enjoyed it instead of being disappointed that he is alone. I feel like this was a nice conversation with myself, Things that I needed to hear too. And we got one more, number 10. This popped up for the last reading as well. So that's kind of weird. But this is my nature guard. This is knowing your place in the universe. This is being outside with nature. This is, trying to remind yourself of your place in the universe and remind yourself of how big the universe really is. And it makes our problems and our stresses a lot smaller than what they feel like, because we end up making them so big, and we make our human priorities so big, and we think that that's all there is in the universe, and if things don't go right in our small little human world, that things will go wrong in the universe. But the universe is still, and it's always going to be there. And it's kind of nice to remind ourselves of how much bigger life is than our own human little perspective. And being out in nature is a good reminder of all of that. And it's a good way. Like at this point, this feels like it would be so nice to just go out in the nature by yourself or with your pet, and just to have a good time with yourself and enjoy the silence and enjoy the nature sounds and enjoy yourself, enjoy your own company for once. And then this is a good time of learning about yourself and a good time to level up very fast. You got your friends to protect. So I really hope this reading helped, Virgo. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you would like to keep hanging out. This is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.